It's nice and strong. Okay, here we go. Let's get over here and have some fun. Let's check and see if the sound is going. Let's get this over here. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Wrong button. Here I am. Let's get over here and have some fun. Let's check and see if I better get off there. Get the TV glasses on. We're ready to roll. Are you all here? Say where you're from if you're on here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, well, we got some news, of course. And let's start out with something fun over here. Let's see if I can get this to work. I'm going to go like this and over here to this bingo. Okay, everybody's going to the party, but the snowman is sad out in the front yard. That's the most lights I've ever seen in a house. I think they're selling lights on this commercial, which they probably kind of are. And there's a bear, then he's sad out there in the snow. Everybody's alone, and all the little blow-up light dolls are alone. Oops, one's flying away. Nobody's looking. He's running away. There comes a Santa. There goes a Frosty the... Oh, that's a polar bear. And they all end up... I don't know how they picked this height. House. I guess it's the Lowe's... It's the Lowe's little logo. That's the way the house looks. They had to probably build a special house for that. Anyway, it was cute. I liked it. You know, I know it's terrible, but it's cute. Okay, now let's go over here and talk about the big data dashboard. Okay, and the presenter has this big dashboard of zillions of charts and lines and bars and maps. And he says, after careful consideration of all 437 charts, graphs, and metrics, I've decided to throw up my hands, hit the liquor store, and get snockered. Who's with me? And that's kind of the state of things, you know. Just because you can make a graph doesn't mean it's a good one. And we've talked a little bit about some of the graphs we run across on a daily basis. I saved one today, but it'll probably come up tomorrow. Anyway, one of the things we're talking about this afternoon, 1 o'clock Central Time. I double, triple, quadruple checked. It's 1 o'clock Central Time, but you might want to come early. We'll probably start streaming about 1:45 and say hello and everything. I'm not sure. We're on an event thing. I'm not sure if you guys get to see each other or you just stuck with me, but whatever. We're doing it a new way, and we're always trying to make it better, and that's usually dangerous. But anyway, so what we're going to be talking about is 6 simple numbers and 1 big question so that your CFO will be impressed. You'll get a bigger budget, and you'll be able to actually impact sales with your marketing. Anyway, so I highly recommend cutting through all this clutter and getting something that makes some sense. As we said yesterday, 40% of marketers believe they need more training. I think that's probably low. I need more training. Is there anybody who doesn't need more training? I'd like to know what of the 60% think that they don't need more training, you know, because part of what marketing is it's a look toward the future. You know, you're looking, what is going to happen over there? And all we have is data, and data's back here, right? You got that? So all you have is data, historical, and you need to predict the future. You need to guess right. We're going to be talking about that in the last article today. You need to guess right. You need to be a great guesser. And you can find articles that say, just trust the data. Data, not here. Data's historical, back here. Data's back there. You need to trust your gut. Others say you need to trust the data. And so I would say 100% almost of marketers need more training in something, right? Because you can't guess the future. So it's hard. Okay, circulation gains boost print performance. This is about print performance in publications. Reach is a company that owns like 11 different national newspapers over in the UK, and they're getting more revenue out of print than they had been after basically perpetual steady decline. So that's kind of good news. And this was an interesting little article. Unfortunately, it printed funny. It's from LinkedIn. LinkedIn didn't work so great here. Okay, the direct mail marketer's guide to not slowing your roll. One of this in the file name it says slowing your roll. No, not slowing your roll. And of course it's a double entendre with the web press rolls. I hate to think what this is. This does not look good. I mean, it looks pretty, but if you had that on your print production floor, you'd be in big trouble. Okay, so Amy Oveno, I think it is Oveno. She's a print nerd. She says she's a paper nerd. She's a paper nerd, and she gets paper nerd jokes. Anyway, she says there's a 50% increase in the price of wood pulp, the material used to make paper, and don't hold your breath on recycling because most of that stuff goes in a landfill. People don't realize it. It's a front end loaded system that doesn't necessarily get back, and everybody wants to make boxes right now. Everybody wants to ship boxes. The heck with making newspaper. So anyway, early planning can make all the difference. Mills and plants are looking at orders for campaigns mailing as far out as March, April, and May of 2022. So people who've been in it a while, people who've been in the game, they have a huge advantage because they basically know, here's what our customer file is going to look like. Here's how many prospects we can afford to mail. We know where our break evens are. So we know what our circulation is going to be next May, right? The beginners, they don't know that. And it's not their fault. It's like guessing the future, and that's a tough deal. Okay? So, but here's some interesting, clever ideas. Does the client normally use match sheet, but we can't find any? Well, you could take a gloss stock and lay a dull varnish on during production. And I'd say, well, that might make sense in the short run, but dull varnishing over a gloss, first of all, you pay more for gloss most of the time. And then varnish, you pay extra for varnish. It's like a fifth color or sixth color or someplace in there. So, yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense, but if you're going to goof around with that, at least do some spot varnish and make it interesting. Pop the pictures leave the gloss open on the pictures or something to make them stand out a little bit, make it look more like an actual snapshot photograph. Okay, so maybe you can do 8-up on a sheet instead of 6-up, by reducing it a 1/4 inch or something. Sometimes 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch can make all the difference in fitting on a press, and because your ad agency laid it out years ago and you haven't asked your printer, ask your printer if there's a better press you can run it on. Maybe there's a way to get that, to eke out a little bit more maximum efficiency. It's slight adjustments to page count, roll size, and overall segment planning can potentially improve print production outcomes. Deluxe Check once handed me a catalog and said, you've said you can do these for 50 cents a piece in the mail. This was back in those days. And it's costing us $1.50. I said, well, do you need this insert right here on page 4 or whatever it was? And they said, no. I said, well, why don't you just move the insert back a couple of pages and do 2 16s instead of a 4, an 8, a 4, and a 16 or whatever they had. And call your printer, see what that'll save you. And it saved them $160,000 right on the spot. So the more you know about printing, the more you know about paper, the better off you'll be. Here's another couple of them. Plants are becoming more lenient in campaign shifts and cancellations. And maybe you want to increase your circ. Of course they want your circ to increase, but maybe somebody else needs to decrease it, right? Because they can't get enough merchandise maybe. And so plants are selling paper between clients faster than my brother used to trade their Pac-Man cards. Okay, inventory is moving faster than the speed of light. Here's another one. Clients should be prepared to give approvals to place orders faster than ever before. Do you have system in place where if you really have the opportunity to get that paper you've been looking for, you can say yes to it, and you don't have to go file a requisition with purchasing and let them go find 3 other suppliers. Okay, so here's the story. Within a mere 10 minutes, yes, 10 minutes, one of our vendors found available stock from another facility, only to follow with, scratch that, it's gone now. You got to have the power to say yes, especially in challenging times. So let's get excited to plan now, plan early, just plan. Okay, but you see the plan and the approvals are almost at cross purposes. You see that? So what you need is a plan to throw the plan away. You need a plan to move quickly. And sometimes plans get in the way of decisions, most of the time. So plan to make fast decisions. That is the message today. Okay, and speaking of, there's still time to get in on the 7 key questions to impress your CFO, to get you bigger budgets, and to make sure you don't make huge, massive mistakes. We'll talk about a few of those. Massive mistakes, how to make sure the numbers make sense. Very simple, and you get the spreadsheet if you register. So go over to WDMA and register, wdma.org/directmail-fail. That's it. But you can find the button. The button is over here. Where's my hand? Over here, up on this side. Button's over here, and you can just go there, click on the button, and if you're a member, you get in free, and if you're not a member, then don't sneak in. You don't get the spreadsheet if you sneak in. Okay, have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Yes, they will.